So I'm Steve Cockerell. I am Bentley Systems Industry Marketing Director for Rail. I'm based here in the UK, and I spend my time working with our users, helping them to either extract the most value out of their assets or indeed help them with digital workflows to be able to deliver their projects more efficiently with reduced risk and ultimately greater profitability. Keeping data available and importantly data that you can trust accessible to all of the different stakeholders, team members throughout a project is a really important thing to ensure on any project. I work in the rail environment, the rail industry, and access to that proven, trusted information is absolutely critical. And the way that Bentley solves that problem is through a connected data environment. With BIM, which is throughout the whole of the rail industry and other industries as well, there's a lot of discussion about a common data environment, and that's great, that's really important. But by creating a connected data environment, we're future-proofing our users' work, an ability to access the information that's important to them today, but also in the future. As we get into a world of big data and the Internet of Things, it's going to become a requirement to be able to access and leverage, make information sources that perhaps we've never imagined before part of our workflows, part of our digital workflows. And that connected data environment, or Open Rail CDE as we call it, is going to be the key to providing that as a service. So Open Rail Designer Connect Edition is a product within our Open Rail solution that we introduced earlier in 2018. It is the successor to what I would consider to be the industry standard in many countries and for many organizations for the 3D geometric design of railway tracks and civils that exist below the railway line. Open Rail Designer Connect Edition is, in my opinion, a worthy successor to Bentley and Power Rail Track. It helps our users either create new track alignments or understand the geometry that exists in their existing alignments, maybe from a survey, or maybe they're using reality modeling and context capture, through to placing the switches and the turnouts to the required level of accuracy that is needed, not just for light rail systems, but right the way through standard or heavy rail, through and up to including high-speed rail. What it does, what Open Rail Designer enables them to do, is do it faster, more efficiently, explore more and more options to find the optimal design, but also be able to take that information further, take that design further into digital construction, and then ultimately through our connected data environment, hand that information over into operations so that that can be leveraged in an operations and maintenance scenario to deliver insight and improve collaboration for all of the different players involved. So our acquisition of Legion is one that really excites me. Apart from all the obvious technical advantages that it provides, it's really cool. it's interesting to look at. It's communicative. It's visual, and I think that type of technology is important to attract young people into the rail industry. Makes it exciting. Now, on a technical level, it allows our users, be they owner-operators of a railway station, or indeed organisations designing new stations on perhaps new lines, new high-speed lines. It allows them to optimise the design of the infrastructure and ensure that not only it's fit for purpose, that it does what it's meant to do, allow the right number of people arriving on a train to be able to move through the station efficiently and exit and move wherever they're needing to go. But it also allows the owner to look at how they might optimize the space from a retail standpoint. More and more around the world, be it a railway station or airports, they're retail zones, and Legion, through its the algorithms, through the analytics that are built into it, are able to look at where perhaps there are more people travelling through a piece of infrastructure, the routes that they're taking, and map that, and be able to identify whether there's any blockages, but also where perhaps you're missing a trick, and by putting an information board or a retail outlet, being able to position it to optimize the number of people using it or seeing it from that perspective. So this year at Year in Infrastructure, we introduced Open Buildings Station Designer, which is a superset of a product that has been used all around the world for building design and analysis. It allows designers to go from the conceptual design of a building all the way through to the detailed design and even to simulate the performance of a building. By adding that superset of tools and components that are tuned to a station or a rail environment, so I'm thinking things like turnstiles and ticketing halls, the furniture that exists within a ticketing hall, being able to look at the different zones of a station and how passengers move through it. And it's that area that's really key and linking to the simulation capabilities that are in Legion, the acquisition of Legion that we announced here at Year in Infrastructure in London. Part of Legion's capabilities is not only looking at the movement of people and in relation to each other and in relation to the infrastructure, it's also able to look at how, for example, a change to a timetable might impact on how that station performs. So if you've got a special event, or perhaps they're letting a train with additional carriages on it come into the station, how that increased number of people will be able to move efficiently, but arguably more importantly, safely through the infrastructure. So by bringing the tools Open Building Station Designer and Legion's pedestrian modelling and analysis tools together, we have the perfect relationship to ensure that in new infrastructure scenarios that it's fit for purpose on day one, but also in an operational environment, an owner using, as we're also introducing, an operational or a performance digital twin, can ensure that that infrastructure remains fit for purpose and optimised for operations into the future.